Millions of African Americans were put into bondage. These slaves were subject to cold, hunger, poor living conditions, and cruel punishments. Death was a result of some. My name is Frederick Douglass, and I was one of those slaves. Since I was young, I fought against a system that valued the lives of white Americans over the lives of slaves. I was born to a slave mother and a white father. Due to this, I was cast into the cold chains of slavery. Like many other slaves, I was subject to cruel beatings and poor treatment, and lost my right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to the cruelty of my previous masters. In the night, I was exposed to the cold and hunger. I was forced to lie on the cold, damp ground. The dirty floors left me vulnerable to disease, but sleep was the only rest I got. The daytime left me with little relief. I've watched slaves being beaten and tortured by their masters. I recall one event where I met a slave who had been tortured to the point where her head, neck, and shoulders were ripped to pieces. The lashings she was given left her bleeding with sores and scars. The rights of African Americans were stolen from them, and it was my responsibility to take them back. Despite warnings, I put myself at the risk of punishment by learning how to read in the hopes that it would help me escape slavery. I became friends with the white boys in the street, and they taught me how to read and write. Using this knowledge, I read a book called The Columbian Orator, which told the story of a slave who argued against slavery and as a result was freed by his master. This story reignited my hope of escaping. After I was sold to Mr. Govey, I was constantly beat in order to discourage my will to escape. I chose to fight back against Covey. This event marked a turning point in my time as a slave, and I soon decided I need to escape slavery. I escaped slavery to New York in 1838. I used my ability to read and write when creating a book to document my life in bondage. This autobiography helped teach citizens in the northern states about the cruelty of slavery and encourage them to help abolish it.